Cancer, hello, welcome to your February reading. My name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I am using the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle, which is flying everywhere for you, to pull a card for the overriding theme for this reading. And then we're going to follow on with some animal tarot to go a little deeper into it for you. If this reading resonates, my darling, you are hearing it within your divine design. And if it resonates or I resonate as a reader, don't forget to hit that like button, to perhaps to comment, to subscribe, to perhaps become a member of this channel, or take advantage of my gift back to you, the Pay What You Can 30-minute online readings. All of the details are in the description box below. So let's move ahead with this reading for you and see what wishes to come out for Cancer. For those that most need to hear this message at this time, thank you, Spirit. What wishes to come out for you that wanted to come out? You have authentic self-expression. Be true to who you really are, and your life will change in the most amazing ways. And generosity, giving from your heart with no strings attached, is what is needed right now. I'm going to talk about this card first of all, briefly, because this is the overriding energy that's coming out with this reading. Sometimes when we are when we love people, okay, when we love our family, when we love in a relationship, whatever it is, we always, we give from the heart. But there are times when we're in a relationship with somebody, and this can be, as I said, a love relationship, it can be a relationship with a friend, it can be a relationship with a child, whatever it is, where there are strings attached, where we are asking something of that person, because we are feeling that we need to have that happen, or we need to perceive that what we are thinking and feeling is right. I trust that makes sense. So when it is conditioned love them. So when we give from the heart with no strings attached, we then allow that person to be who they are. We're not in resistance to where they are or who they are right now. And we are blessing them for where they are. We are in non-resistant energy with them, because everybody is exactly where they're intended to be as part of their life's purpose, part of their life's plan. Remove the identity from the situation, remove the personality from the situation. The soul is at bliss within each and every person with where they are right now. And if we give from the heart and we choose to love somebody because we choose to love them, not because we want them to be something different from who they are, then our life can change in the most extraordinary ways, because then what was need just becomes a very relaxed, beautiful, healing energy. And then you've got authentic self-expression. Be true to who you really are, and your life will change in the most amazing ways. So there is something that you're doing at this time, my darling. You're not speaking your truth. You're not expressing yourself in a way that you desire and you wish to express yourself, whether that is out of fear, whether that is out of a conditioning within you. But it is very frustrating for you, and it is creating situations and experiences in your life that the universe is giving you in order for you to finally do it, in order for you to finally break through perhaps a sort of crust that sort of developed in terms of what you wish to say. Perhaps you wish to tell somebody you love them and you feel that you can't. Perhaps you wish to be supportive, but you don't know how to be it, because when we become so finely conditioned in a certain way, we're very finely tuned in a certain way, and then we're very receptive to energies that are coming back towards us. But Spirit wants you to be more free-flowing and to express yourself how you really truly desire. And in the moment of truth with yourself, what do you wish to say to another in this situation, giving from your heart with no strings attached? So it is to say, you are who you are, and you are perfect in your imperfectness. They are who they are. They are perfect within their imperfectness. Everybody's exactly where they're meant to be. That is radical acceptance. That is a spiritual understanding that there is nothing for us to be other than where we are in this present moment. And actually, when we wish and desire for somebody to be something different, then everything becomes unsettled and everything becomes restrictive, and we're not allowing what is naturally occurring within our lives to continue through that path of least resistance. So let's see. Let's use the animal tarot here to see what your challenge is at this time. Thank you for Cancer. Challenge at this time. I feel like I feel like you do at times, you kind of peek out. It's almost like you peek out from the shadows, I'm getting, and you do kind of surprise yourself sometimes with how you do express yourself. And then you just go back in like a crab in its shell, you know, like Cancer and the crab in its shell. Thank you. But there is, if you can love just because you love them, that generosity of spirit comes through and that creates miracles. So this is your challenge, my darling. The 5 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. There is something here that you're not telling yourself the truth about. There's something that you're talking yourself into that actually is the key to all of this. There's something that you're deceiving yourself. You're not seeing the truth of the situation with regards to another. And your challenge is the 5 of Pentacles with the lovely donkey here and the 2 of Swords with the heron. There is something being reflected at you. The universe is giving you an experience with this other at this time, which is allowing you, giving you an arena, a space to express yourself, to tell them how you truly feel, perhaps differently than you've done before. And it is being, you know, you've achieved so much in your life, my darling. You see all these mountains here, but there's a new cycle here for you. There's an opportunity of something new for you. And it's very present. It's right there in front of you. You know it. You're very bright. You're very clever. You have a great presence as well, and you have the ability to sit and think about things. But I think sometimes it's within the confines of the mind as opposed to the freedom of the heart. Thank you, Spirit. And so they want you to get out of your mind space now and to sit and allow answers to come in for you, because there is an indecision for you right now, and this is part of this challenge. This indecision about what to do. And the 5 of Pentacles is not to look at the situation you have with this person as any form of lack. The lack comes from you perceiving that there is a problem, and a problem comes from something not working out the way that you wish for it to work out. But actually, if it is exactly as it's meant to be, what is then the gift in this situation for you? Because life is ever changing, it's ever evolving. And sometimes with the 5 of Pentacles, we can look at a glass half full as opposed to half empty, or the other way around. But we're not actually seeing everything. We cannot see what goes on behind somebody's feelings, behind their feelings, behind the feelings. We see the surface of everything the whole time when we see life from an identity and a personality point of view. The ego always sees life from a very sort of 3D structural perception, but the soul sees life very differently. And you might be perceiving at this time that things are at a loss, things are at a lack, but actually the donkey would say that it's doing what it needs to do, and it's being very loyal to itself at this time. And the situation at this time is bringing some gifts. These 5 Pentacles still mean something. There's something there. Just because it's not the 10 of Pentacles doesn't mean to say that there is not a gift. There's not a gift that's happening within this process. And so let's just see what else comes out of this. And I mean a gift for you, my darling. This is your universe. It could be a gift for the other person as well. But you know, we tend to go through challenges. Challenges are given to us. Little spiritual assault courses are given to us in order for us to overcome them, in order for us to come out the other end going, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. And I can see life so differently now. Do you know what? I'm not going to worry about things so much anymore. Little things like that. We're given experiences to reclaim our spiritual view of life. We can see things from a very much an ego view of life, where we have to defend and control and make things happen and almost command things to happen, or we can see it from a spiritual view of life, where we are beautifully and gracefully having fun with the universe, and also sort of manipulating energy, but in a very beautiful way, through the understanding that we're here not to be this identity and personality. That's part of the experience of being a human, but we're here to be a being. We're here to be a spiritual being, and we're here to embrace all that we are as life itself, and to evolve and to expand and to love, and to forgive and to grow that way, and to surrender, just like we are in constant surrender to nature, but we're not in constant surrender to ourselves. We can look at a plant and be in constant surrender to how it is and where it is in life. We're the same source energy, but we're not with ourselves. So all of these life experiences are given to us to reclaim our spiritual view of life and to release our ego view of life, which says that it is a battle. So there is an indecision within you at this time. And you're seeing the lack of the situation where there are gifts for you as well, my darling. And the gift for you at this time is to release, just to simply love in this situation, just to simply love without asking for anything in return at this time. And you will find within that a peace that you haven't felt before. Let's have a look at the recent past. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. They're saying, at this time, in simply giving from your heart with no strings attached, be a witness, be an observer to what is happening at this time without any judgment. Don't allow the thoughts to come in. If you think a thought, just allow it to flow through you. You know, in witnessing something, in detaching from it, what was stuck energy then becomes detached. In our detachment of it and looking at something, choosing to respond to a situation rather than react in the ways we've done before, we allow insight to come through. We allow stuck energy to become free energy. It is detached. It detaches from it. And through that, we actually come into a place of peace because we're not reacting. We're not in that ego space in our mind. We are out of our mind and we are in our heart space. So in the past, here is the crab for Cancer. We've got the Four of Cups. I feel that you have this energy. You're not in an energy of being so stuck that you haven't had experiences that have you've shifted your way through all of this sand to reach this fourth cup here, which is the gift of seeing life spiritually. I feel that you have turned away from too much looking at the past, which is a good thing. You've turned away from over-analysis. You've turned away from perhaps having regrets and things and decided the way forward. But what I am feeling with this, that I feel you've packed it away. You've turned away, but you've packed it away, and that may come up and resurface at some point because you haven't resolved it within your space. It's still there for you to see, but you are. There is an aspect of your energy that is very much wishing to embrace and to understand, and you are wishing for, and there has been a very sort of happy family and an energetic space that was one of contentment, and this is all in the past, which is impacting the present. So I feel sometimes that when, one of our greatest things to learn as a human being is that if we can come out of the human and become more into the being, we don't get so affected by change in our life. And it's something I used to fear a great deal. But it is with the understanding that the only thing to accept is that life is always changing, it's always evolving. And when we get on board with that, and when we go with that flow, we then don't need to hold on to anything anymore, because it was the understanding that if it's meant to stay in our life, it will. If it's not, it's not. But it's all for us. It's all for our greatest good. There's a gift in everything. There's a gift in absolutely everything. And every relationship we enter into is not there to be that romance story, that love story, that friend, that foe. Relationships are there as an extraordinary teacher. And if we can depersonalize them, love them unconditionally, love them with a beautiful detachment, but the understanding they're there as a teacher for us, then we don't get so personally affected by others' ups and downs. And we can go with the flow of it as well, and we don't take things so personally too. But also to see that in a situation that perhaps is the Five of Cups at the moment, which is one of loss and lack, to look for the gift, to look for what is perhaps with a different perspective happening at this time within this relationship. What are you being given? What are they being given? What is being released? What is being encouraged? All of it is what is love, from a love aspect here. And if you can seek those answers, then that 5 of Pentacles becomes the 10 of Cups again. Let's have a look at your conscious mind right now. Thank you, Spirit. I did see the Tower, conscious mind for Cancer. I think you're waiting, my darling, for something at this time. The Master of Suspension, you're waiting. Now, as the Bat, you have an innate, inherent, masterful, extraordinary ability to see through things. You find it very easy to see through things with other people, through other people's situations. It's always much more difficult to see the wood from the trees. Thank you, Spirit. But you can see through this if you choose to see so. Now, you are waiting for something to happen, but actually at the same time, Spirit's giving you a time out, is giving you a period of time where nothing seems to be happening in order to encourage you to have a different perception of this. And I think that's beginning to seep in, and maybe experiences, little things that have been happening recently for you that you're very aware of, you're constantly thinking about them, are beginning to allow you to see things differently. I think it's a lot of time alone for you right now. I know that you do enjoy being with other people as the Bat, but you also actually quite like your own solitude, and that's really good. You're not afraid of being on your own. You're not afraid of sitting there in thought. But they want you to trust what comes through as an aspect of that thought. You know, and those random beautiful thoughts that come through are divine source energy. They come through out of the blue. And if they come through with words you may not normally use, an expression you may not use, anything that is slightly out of the ordinary, know that that's come from your intuition, that's come from the inner learning. It's come from outside of the mind, because our mind only holds memories from this lifetime. You are tapping into, within that space of having a different perception, divine source wisdom, infinite intelligence that is working through you, my darling, because you are an aspect of that. Let's have a look at your subconscious, that naughty, amazing subconscious, which everything is imprinted on, and of which we are a resonant vibration of. So, okay, so this is really good. You may not be aware of this because it's within your subconscious, but you are desiring to move forward. You have a hope and belief that things are going to get better. You are focused on your present day needs. That's important at this time, and that's really good. So you haven't let sort of lack of self-care step in. You're focusing on your everyday needs. I feel that there has been a sort of double whammy I'm getting of heartache in your life, but you know, with this card, you are open to also, with the Pelican, receiving kind of good news. You have this trust that there is going to be good news. So this is kind of within your subconscious. You are inherently positive, despite sometimes your perhaps mistrust of situations, but you are inherently a positive person. And the Six of Swords is the striving forward of that energy. You wish for things to move forward, and that's happening for you. What have we got here? We've got the Guardian of Shells, the King of Cups. You're very, very protective of your family, of your space. And you can be a bit ferocious at times, which is a bit scary for people. But actually, you know, sharks, people who, I mean, I've never done it and I wouldn't want to do it, but people who swim with sharks, you know, they do develop a relationship and a bond. And actually sharks are sort of the unknown. There's a surprise underneath the surface there. But this is somebody who's a bit of a warrior, okay? The King of Cups, a bit of a warrior. You may be quite quick to go in on the attack, but equally, you're also quite quick to be, you're very articulate as well, but you're also quite, you have such a huge heart as the King of Cups. I think sometimes you go very deeply into it, but you can't express yourself in the way that you intend to express yourself. So it comes out perhaps as something that is more ferocious than it is intended. That's what Spirit is saying. But that's your subconscious. So it's a very beautiful, protective energy for this situation, a desire to move forward. Consciously in your mind, you are choosing and wishing to see things from another perspective. You're not stuck. You're wanting to choose to see things from another perspective. Your challenge, because you are directly facing this situation at this time, is to see the gift in it, not to see the lack of what's happening. And with the Two of Swords here, to continue to look at what's been shown to you as that everything that's been shown to you right now is to give you truth and clarity. Everything the universe is presenting to you at this time is happening for you to show you the truth, to show you the essential truth, and to encourage you, my darling, to be authentic. Your authentic self-expression is one of generous spirit, is one of love. And you don't actually need anything from anybody. And if you're asking anybody to be anything different other than they are, then that is asking, you're saying to yourself, I'm in lack of something, I need something from them, but you don't, my darling. And they are exactly where they're meant to be. And so are you. And I'm now seeing the crocodile and the butterfly, another ferocious creature, the masters of discernment, masters of discernment. Crocodiles live on both land and water, and it's the understanding that actually at this time, because it is within your perfect divine time of your conscious and subconscious, it is actually working beautifully for your transformation, because the crocodile represents the conscious and the subconscious thought and feelings happening at this time. You are, whether you realize it or not, focused on transformation, and it's about being discerning with the information that you are receiving at this time, because you are very discerning. And that is wonderful. So in your discernment of this situation, in your masterful approach of discerning this information that you've been given, it is very transformational. It's a transfer of information. It's very transformational for you. There is change at this time, my darling. And the judgment is about having no judgment. This is the judgment card. It's about having no judgment of the situation. You know, when we sit and we're a witness and we're not judging anything, then we don't experience negative thoughts. We don't experience positive thoughts either. We're aware of those thoughts, but then those thoughts disappear, and then we allow the space for our insight to come through. So the universe is saying this call to action that you're making, this call to a new awareness that you're making, this focus on transformation and things for getting better is affecting a change. You may not be able to see it just yet, but it is affecting a change. And they're asking you to continue to let go of the control of this, to allow things to develop naturally. And that decision you're making to not be not so judgmental of something, to look at it with considered thoughts and action, is going to have a big ripple effect on your life positively as well. So let's have a look at the sort of near future outcome. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, the 8 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm the octopus teacher film I always think of when I see this. 8 of Cups and Ace of Cups is the 9 of Cups. Okay, so I know that you want to be all over this relationship. I don't know, my darling, if this is a love relationship, a friend relationship, a work relationship, a child relationship, whatever it is. But your tendency is to protect. Your tendency is to wish to hold the space, but in a sort of grip, to not let somebody be and go through what they're meant to go through in order to expand and change for themselves. They're going through, if they are going through, because you're asking somebody to be something different than they are, it's something that you may disagree with, they're going through something that's important for them. And I really, it's quite funny here, because this 8 of Cups is walking away from that approach, learning from actually what you've constricted in the past hasn't been able to grow as it was meant to. And actually with this 8 of Cups, to feel your way through the situation. And then here is the Ace of Cups, which is the little, well, it says it's the Nauticus, it's like a little shrimp. And the Ace of Cups is that generosity of giving from your heart. It is your soul, it is your soul's expression, it is your soul space. And your soul has a little beady eye right now on what is happening with you at this time. And the 8 and the 1 makes a 9, the 9 of Cups. So if you can detach as well and observe what is happening and what you're releasing and what you're letting go of, and also say to yourself, do you know what? I'm really proud of myself, because this goes against what I normally do, but I'm going to do something differently, and I'm going to relax, I'm going to surrender, and I'm going to trust that all is well, all is not quite what it seems at the moment. The Five of Pentacles is actually things coming in on this donkey, which represents loyalty and support and hard work. So whoever this is with this Five of Pentacles, my God, they're putting the work in. Where are we? This donkey, bless this donkey. You know, all donkeys were given a cross by God for the loyalty they showed, for the loyalty the donkey showed at the crucifixion. And the loyalty donkey represents somebody who, despite everything at this time, is doing the best they possibly can, and they're wishing to do it themselves. They're carrying this burden themselves. But they want you to see that they're carrying this burden themselves, but it's not a burden for them per se. It's their duty of care and their responsibility and their self-care towards themselves. And they are doing this because they know they need to do it for themselves, because they know that through this process, they're going to truly understand and fully appreciate who they were, what they have become now, and what they're going to do about that for the next greatest, grandest version of themselves. But they have to do this themselves. And they are very strong. And they are stronger than you know. And they're doing this for you because they're looking at you. They're doing this for you. And they're asking you to let go and allow them to go through this process. They know you love them, but at the moment, they're kind of moving away from that grasp at the moment. They're encouraging you to surrender and let go to this process for them. And just simply to observe, okay, to detach and observe from that loving space. So there we are, my darling. This is a very beautiful reading for you. Relationships are wonderful relationships, but as I said, they're there as our teachers, and within a relationship, we're always passing information all the time energetically. Although, thank you, Spirit, I want to just see what comes after this Ace of Cups and Eight of Cups. There we go. You're going to start to see some results, my darling. You got the rainbow here. So that same rainbow that was present in the 10 of Cups in the past, but different now. You're going to start to see some results. Don't be frustrated with the pace of the results with this person, but you are going to start to see results. And it's because you have chosen not to run from things. You've chosen to also express yourself a little differently now. The deer, you're very aware. Something may startle you a little bit about some of the results, but look at this. You're coming into this place of balance with the Six of Fossils, the Six of Pentacles. And this is an energy of what within a group, within a family per se, what is given, what is received, what is taken, what is a gift, what is a teaching experience. We're all passing in between us all the times within our soul groups, our family groups, lessons, experiences, information, healing, hurt, whatever it is, it's all being passed. But it's understanding how that spiritual view of it, what is happening at a soul basis, on a grounded basis, what is being shared. And there we are, my darling. The Earth Father, don't be too stubborn about this. The Earth Father is the Emperor. This ram isn't being stubborn. It's kind of reached the end of its where it could go with the way it was walking, with its approach, and it's being encouraged now, like the falcon, to choose a new direction. So you are being asked to help this person that you are having this relationship with, whatever it is, to be true to yourself, to speak to them from the heart, and to ask nothing from them at this time, just to show them their support. They do see you as somebody who is very much a leader. They very much look up to you. You may be a little bit stubborn, but they very much look up to you, my darling. I feel within you such a tenderness towards this person, but Spirit's asking you to approach this now. You know, if things have not shifted, I feel you have changed your approach to them. This is just an affirmation or confirmation of your settling in and your realization that actually you're going to have to turn around and do something differently. So there we are. Excuse me, my naughty doggies. Anyway, I'm going to go now. So much love to you. Do check out those daily readings. I've also got the weekly relationship readings, and there will be a water signs reading for you this month as well. But in the meantime, have a rest of a lovely evening and take care, my darlings. Bye bye.